We keep you informed and just happen to have a great time doing it. It's Stillwater's Morning Scramble with Steve Daniels on Triple Play Sports Radio.
8:53, glad to have you here. And Justin Minges is in with the Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good. I brought a guest today, if that's all right. I crashed your party with a friend.
You know, that's fine. And we were visiting beforehand, and she is the one that you're in charge of digital media out there, I bet, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we brought Aubrie Bowlan. She's our communications coordinator at the Chamber.
And a graduate of?
OSU.
OSU, because I asked what she did before that, and you were in college before that.
Yes.
Did you intern or anything there?
No, I joined the day after I finished my last class, actually.
When did you interview for it?
A few weeks before that.
That's great.
Yeah.
What's your degree in?
Strategic communications.
Wow,
with a
are
minor
you-
in music.
You're one of the ones that actually fell in an occupation that your degree is in.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
That's not always the case.
I agree with you. Yeah.
So, I mean, because not everybody knows.
Right.
So now if you have an education degree or whatever, you kind of have an idea.
Right.
But a lot of times they're just generic, and it's like, now what do I do?
I knew pretty much from the beginning I had an emphasis in public relations, so there was a clear path for me.
Well, then it took you a year and a half to get invited on the radio.
Yes.
I've been trying for a bit, and it just hasn't worked out.
Well, it worked out today.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
She'd rather sit behind the big Mac and create things and retweet stuff than come out and be on TV and radio and stuff like that.
He means that the computer, it doesn't mean she's hungry all the time.
No.
You did say Big Mac.
Oh, I did?
Yes,
My
you
bad.
did. Yeah.
Well, I guess this is radio. I didn't see my hands creating the computer monitor over here.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yes, I'm very much behind the scenes, behind the computer. So.
Well, welcome. So what are we covering today?
Man, so Leadership Stillwater applications are open right now, so I've probably beat that drum the last few times I've been on here, but through the end of the month, they're open, and we'll take about 25 folks through the program, about 13 sessions. It's a little bit of a hybrid between a community showcase, so you get to see City Hall, water treatment plant, do a ride-along with a police officer, do nonprofits, and then our friends at Meridian are going to do a little bit of a leadership component with Strengths Finder, so strengths-based leadership. They're going to talk about who you are, your top 5 strengths, and how that helps you or informs you in your leadership decisions. So
Summertime in Stillwater. Mm-hmm. You're nodding like you've got a lot of things to tackle here.
Well, we haven't brought up Crazy Days yet.
Go for it.
Yeah.
So Crazy Days, if you don't know, is a citywide sales event. It's going to happen this year, July 17th through the 20th. So sales will start about 5 p.m. on Wednesday. And it's really a shop local campaign that helps businesses and Stillwater merchants be successful and clear out their inventory from the last season, and you can get some really great deals. So we hope to see a lot of participation this year.
That's great. This has been going on a long time. You can't get rid of Crazy Days. I mean, because it's a tradition now.
Right.
No, we definitely don't. We're trying to find ways to help breathe a little bit of life into it. It's the way people shop is different. What people care about is a little different. What it engages them to come downtown or come around town. So we're toying with some ideas, and we're hoping that we can kind of iron those out here shortly. But we're hoping. So Brandon Phillips, you've met Brandon in our office. He's a homegrown kid, and he talks about back in the day they used to have parades. The retailers would dress up in costumes. Mm-hmm. So they'd be in like big gorilla outfits, just like selling you whatever T-shirts and stuff. So
gee, I wonder what the people at Cats, which used to be down here, I wonder what they came.
Yeah, right. There you go. Yeah. Maybe a Broadway show.
Maybe so.
Yeah. So we're trying to toy with the idea of what can we do, what makes sense, and how can we breathe a little more life into it, because it's a big deal. I mean, we've talked ad nauseum about how our city's funded. How important sales tax is, how important it is to support local businesses, not only for the sales tax component, but for their salaries and how they're going to redistribute that through the rest of our economy. So hopefully folks can empty the checkbook in July and buy a few things.
And help us promote it. We've got it on some bank marquees and signs, but if you have an opportunity to kind of help us with the marketing piece, we'll give you some stickers if you're a participating merchant, and flyers to hand out. So come see us.
What's the reception been to that? Because times do change a little bit and having to be more proactive.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got good response?
Yes, so far we haven't really asked merchants for their deals just yet, because people are still formulating what they what they need to get across, and so we'll be doing that here shortly. But all the ads are starting to push out probably next week. So
very good. It's coming here. So we did have a couple more minutes than I thought. So we'll do one segment here, because you're covering quite a bit.
Man,
we got a lot out there. Anything we missed though? I do have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Every time. New businesses.
Here we go.
I know you have a scoop for us.
Uh-huh.
Well, give us the scoop.
What? I can't talk to you about scoops. There's no scoops.
Okay, how quickly will we be scooped?
Yeah, right. You know, so yeah, there's a. Yeah. I wish you guys could see how I just looked off into the corner and figured out how I wanted to politically dance.
Because
around
they
this
do
one.
have rules about. I mean, you have confidentiality things going on. Are we working on something big?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
So we've got a company that's going to come visit us in the next week or so. It'll be their third visit with us. It's not retail; it's primary job, so industrial. We're really far along in the process with them. You know, our site makes sense for them. It would be an amazing win. The site selector communicates with Trent and I almost daily. We had a conference call with her yesterday to iron out what this looks like with their next visit. So we think that we'll probably be, signing some paperwork, as early as October.
Wow.
So we're really close on that one. We've got a couple other kind of mixed-use retail restaurant concepts that, oh man, I feel like Trenton talks to them daily, and they're in town a lot, and we're working with City on kind of some concessions and how we're going to make this thing happen. But it'd be a really cool win for us as well. I mean, we've got a couple other in the hopper that aren't as almost to the finish line as that, but man, we're working our tails off over there trying to get these things there.
Sounds like with the additional jobs, you're going to know fairly quickly.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How many jobs do you have a ballpark?
Yeah, I do. So that one would be probably somewhere around 100 initially. Really high wages, so I mean it'd be a really good opportunity. A couple of our locals, right? Armstrong's looking to expand. Asco with the whole Spirit. I was talking to Bruce Tiff the other day. I think they've already hired 12 additional folks. He'd like to hire 50. And I know when Spirit comes to town, I mean, they could go to 400 people out there pretty quickly. So
wow.
Not only trying to help recruit, but try to make sure that the ones we have all the tools ready to go. So when they want to turn that light switch on, we can activate it pretty quickly. So it could be a really cool summer for our community. It really could. Definitely it's going to be an amazing fall.
Sounds great. You told a little bit more than you thought you were going to.
I know. I'm going to have to listen to this later and tell you maybe to go back and redact a few things or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to tell you.
Redacting. You've been watching too much news.
Right. I'd love to tell you guys more. I mean, the team in the office gives me grief. They don't even really know a lot of the stuff we talk about. And so it's been a fun few months trying to get these folks to town. It really, it's been cool.
It's more than just a show. It's community. It's the Stillwater Morning Scramble with Steve Daniels on the Triple Play Sports Radio Network.